I'm going to be showing you how to do some contrast and texture methods with an ink. I'm going to be using the Stettler. It's good if you have 3 different pens, different line widths. I got a 0.1 here and a 0.3, 0.7. They don't have to necessarily be the Stettler, so you can be whatever else. You can be a 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, or 0.8, 0.5, and 0.1. Doesn't matter, just as long as you have 3 different line weights. So to begin, I'm going to first show you how to do some methods involving small squiggly lines and stippling. So like if you're drawing like a field or hair on an animal, whatever, this technique comes in pretty handy. So actually I'll be using the 0.3 and the 0.7 for this one as well. So first off, what you do is you start off, just make this easier to see here with the angle of the camera in my hand. I think that should be fine. So I'm going to start off with some stippling. Okay, so this is stippling. So from there, I'm going to draw these small, short little line strokes. Actually, no, I'm going to stick with the 0.3. I'll do the 0.3 for the whole thing here. Okay, like that. So next one, I'm going to be showing you how to do a wood texture. And it's fairly easy. I use this a lot for my drawings when I'm showing like wood grain or a tree bark or whatever, right? So what I do is I start off with a line like this, and then a second line. And then I go back and I just fill in that area in the middle there. Like so. Just follow it along like this. Almost like topographical lines. Try to keep your distances the same. There, like that. So this one, next one here, I'm just going to be a basic hatching effect. And I think I'll use the 0.1 for this one here. So first thing you do is just cover I'm going to cover my little rectangle area with horizontal lines, vertical lines. And then you go back over it again, but not the whole area here. You start about maybe about ½ centimeter or so from the top. Again, now I'm going to go horizontal and diagonal again. Each time I start a little bit from the top there, right? And then I'm going to go back over it again. So it just shows that you can kind of do a shading effect with hatching. Now this one here I usually use a lot for my drawing bushes and things like that. And it's just basically rounded squiggly lines. So I'm going to fill my whole square here. And you just go very random. This is a good way to show like bushes or trees, whatever, in the distance, where you're not concerned about too much detail. You just want to emphasize that there is a tree or a bush in the background. And you can combine hatching with this as well too, is actually. And you can go back over the same area to show a darkened area here. And you just overlap it in layers to show shadowed areas out here. So this one here, next one I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a 0.7 and a 0.1. And I'm going to do the same diagonal lines. But for the 0.7, I'm going to go down halfway here, just so you can see the difference. So that was the 0.7. This is the 0.1 here. And here's another way you can do your hatching as well, with the 0.7. Or if you have a 0.8 or a 1 or a 0.5, it's the same thing. So next one, I'm going to combine some squiggly hatching lines with just some diagonal hatching as well. That was the 0.7. Sorry, I was doing my numbers here. Vertically, I was drawing at a different angle there to the camera, so sorry about that. And so here's another hatch you can do here as well. Use a 0.3 for this one. This is just horizontal and vertical lines. And again, same thing. If you want to darken up an area, you just go right back over it in the second layer. Same thing, horizontal and vertical. And if you want to go extra dark, you just do the same thing again a third time. So this one is just going to be some zigzaggy lines, and I'll do some stippling as well with it. So you just do like this. Just doing a bunch of straight little lines. They're all connected together. It's just one continuous line, really. I'm not even lifting my hand off the paper. This is a little more tricky to stay in the lines, though. So you gotta kind of pay attention to where your borders are. So it's a good idea to have a light pencil sketch below it. So you want to like emphasize a mood to the drawing. This would almost indicate a anger, for example. And you can do some stippling behind it. So this one, okay, well, let me just label that. It was a 0.3 as well. Well, this one here is good if you're like drawing, like want to draw wavy grass. So you can just do like some light guides to sort of follow along. Or animal hair as well, right? You just change direction slightly as you go up. Like that. So you just follow like an S pattern, and same thing, you can go back over top of it to darken it up in some areas, or if you want to darken up the whole area, you can just go right back over the entire thing in the second layer. Go a third time as well. That was a 0.1. So this one here is similar to the first one I did here, except that I will be using hatching with the little small lines as well. Actually, I'll hatch first. So yeah, I think I will show you the wood grain effect. This time I'm going to go a little more heavily detailed. And just first, I'm just going to draw in my knots here. And I'm just going back and forth. Yeah, 0.7. That was a 0.3. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to go in and darken a few little lines here. That was a 0.7. And just touch it off, give it a little more detailed realism. Just go back with the 0.1. And just fill in some of these little blank spaces here. Like that. So that was the 0.1, 0.3, and the 0.7 for that one there. So here I'm just going to draw a horizontal and diagonal lines. I'm going to go fairly light. Yeah, I'm using the 0.1 here. There. That's the 0.1. So yeah, it'd be good for like if you're drawing like on like a glass and you just want to show a sense of reflection on glass or on the water or whatever, right? Okay. That was a 0.3. Again, you can, doesn't matter, you can use a 0.5 or whatever you want. So I think I'm going to go really dark this time. I'm going to use the 0.7 for this one. It's just going to be some diagonal. I'm going to start off with a different direction diagonal hatching. So I'm going at 90 degrees parallel to each other. And like 4, you can actually just, you can go right over top of that if you wanted to make it look darker. So that's pretty simple there. That's probably a common hatching you'll see in like comic books, or just a lot of artists use that type of hatching. That was a 0.7. 0.7, yeah, 0.7, sorry. So this example, I'm just going to do like a wave with the 0.1. And it's just short little lines in a wave, in a bow pattern here. And I'm going to come right off the top here. Like that. This is 0.1. So I think I'll use a 0.7 for the next one. It's just, I'm going to draw some wavy contour lines. And then I'm going to change direction slightly as I go up. Same thing here, slight direction change. There. That was a 0.7. So here I'm just going to do a stippling. I'm just going to do some vertical and horizontal lines with the stippling. Straight rows. There, now I'm going to go horizontal here. Oh yeah, that was my 0.7 again. So the next one here, I'm going to draw some kind of like what I was doing with the wood effect. But I'm going to, like last time, I'm going to use the 0.1, 0.3, and the 0.7. But I'm going to keep all my lines evenly apart and more uniform. I'm going to start off with the 0.1, changing my direction ever so slightly. Now the 0.3. And the 0.7. That was the 0.1 there. This is the 0.3. And this is the 0.7. The next one I'm going to show you is actually one of my favorite here. It's similar to the squiggly line one down here, but I use this a lot for drawing my bushes that are more in detail, but using the same squiggly lines. And to darken up an area, same just like before, you just go back over the area you already done. And you can go back over a third time too if you want one area to be a lot, like almost completely filled in. Like I said, I mentioned before, I like this one the most myself. I use this a lot for my drawings, for drawing trees or whatever, right? So here I'm going to draw horizontal, vertical, and diagonal hatching. But for each direction, I'm going to actually change my, I'll start with the 0.3, sorry. I'm going to change my direction. So I'll start off with the 0.1. And I'm just going to go horizontal here. Vertical with the 0.3. And diagonal with the 0.7 here. And if you want to darken up an area, you just simply repeat the process. 0.1, 0.3, and 0.7. Oops, that was my 0.1, 0.7. I'll change it. I'm going to change a different diagonal line here. Let's go this way. So the next one here is handy for drawing grass, tall grass. And I can use the, well, let me label this one, sorry. This is the 0.1, 0.3, and 0.7. So this one's for drawing grass. So I start off with the 0.1 first. And just draw some long lines. And just try to be random, make it look more natural. You can also use this for drawing long hair on an animal, like a dog or cat. Okay, that was the 0.1. And that was the 0.3 here. So leave it just the 0.1 at the top there. And this, if you do it that way, this way I'm showing you, it'll make it look more in perspective, like it goes off in the distance. So you have it darker in the foreground. And then 0.7. There. So it's the 0.1, 0.3, and 0.7. So next one here, I'm going to show you stippling. And again, I'm going to use all 3 pans, starting off with the 0.1. Okay, that was the 0.1 for that part here, and I'm going to go back over it with the 0.3. Okay, that's the 0.3 there, and 0.7. All right then. So last, I think I'm going to just do, just for fun, I'm just going to do a little box. My perimeter there with the 0.3, and then I'm just going to go back, out with the 0.1 around the outside here. Back to the 0.3. And then finally 0.7. Okay, that was the 0.1, 0.3, and 0.7. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you got something out of this, and it's a good practice to do it, and it helped me. I've been drawing for years, but it's always good to just do little exercises like this for my own benefit, and I hope that it will help out you. And like and subscribe, leave a comment, and thanks. Bye for now.